Hey guys, thanks for joining me for the sew along. We are moving right along. Right now we are about to assemble our sleeve cuffs. Okay, so what you're gonna do is, I told you in the beginning that I borrowed a different pattern sleeve cuff for this one, but it's all gonna work just the same, okay? So you're going to take your first sleeve cuff, and you have a long side, you have a short side. You're going to fold right sides together, matching the short sides. Okay, so here's your short side, and here's the bottom of your long side. You're going to match them at your notches, pin, and sew along this line. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that without showing you. Literally, I'm just going to sew right here, 5/8 seam allowance, and I'll be right back. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, just that quick, we're back. I've taken both of my sleeve cuffs and I have sewn across the short side. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, I would suggest ironing at this point. So just flip it open, make your seam flat. So just literally open it up at the seam, make it flat, and iron this down. So we're going to do that on both cuffs, and after you do that, we'll be right back. So pause the video, iron, and hit play. Okay, you guys, now we have both sewn and ironed our seams flat on both of our sleeve cuffs. So now what you're going to do, since you folded right sides together, you're going to flip your cuffs inside out. And the goal here is to match up your notches on both sides. You have one notch on both the top and the bottom of your cuff. So if you can see that, here is your notch, and you're also going to match up your seams. Those are your 2 points where you want to make sure that they just line up perfectly. So there's one cuff, and I'll do the other one. It's pretty simple. So you are literally just bringing the right side out. Matching up your seams. And your notches. So if you can see that, here's my notch right here on the outside, and my notch on the inside is literally just bumping up right against it. And there you have it. Here are your 2 cuffs. So what's next is we are about to baste the bottom of our sleeve cuff, or of our sleeves. So you have only one little notch. I do my notches on the outside. You have only one notch on each sleeve. So what you're going to do is baste from your sleeve, from your notch all the way till you get back to your seam that's closest to your notch. So again, you're going to baste, put your machine on a basting stitch, and baste all the way around until you get back to the seam that's closest to your notch. So go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what's next. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, it's me. We are wrapping up our bodice by finishing off our sleeves and attaching the cuffs, or the sleeve bands, okay? So to do so, take 2. Okay, so to attach your sleeve band, first thing we need to do is to gather the bottom of our sleeve. So to gather, for those of you guys who don't know, what you do is you will baste 2 stitches, one at about 1/4 of an inch within your seam allowance, and a second stitch within the 1/4 of an inch. So you probably want to do about 3/8 of an inch within your seam allowance, okay? So again, it's a basting stitch, and what you want to do after you have your basting stitches in place is, I like to pull both of the, now mind you, when you're basting, at the end, you want to leave a tail of thread so that you can pull. Here's the tail. I know it's kind of hard to see, but here are my 2 strings. Even harder. Here are my 2 strings, and they're on one side. So I'm taking the thread that's facing me, and the thread on the bottom is just going to sit there. I don't want to pull that, or else it's not going to pull at all. Okay, so take your 2 pieces of thread that are on top and just gently tug towards the center, and you're just going to pull or hold with your left and use your other hand to help guide and pull for you. And you want to do that all the way around, but be careful. With this type of fabric, it's stiff, and so it's really easy to snap your thread. Once you snap your thread, you're done gathering. It's done. It's a wrap. So I've gotten a pretty good pull here, if you can see that. Looks good. So I'm actually going to take a break on that side, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Again, just pulling from the top. Grabbing the top threads and pulling towards the center. And again, like I said, be gentle. I have snapped thread. You guys will only see me do one sleeve because the other sleeve got snapped and I had to kind of bootleg it, but that's between me and you. Okay. So once you have that gathered all the way, there's going to be one straight side, and that's the side that you did not gather. It's expected, and that's what you need. Next thing is grab your cuff, and I'll show you what's next. Potato soup? Potato soup? Yes. Hey you guys, thanks so much for watching how to totally close in your sleeve cuff, sleeve band, whatever you want to call it. It's late at night, I'm ready to go to bed, but I'm so appreciative that you guys have followed me along this journey of sewing your bodice for Vogue 8825. Really quick, I want to just show you guys, I have yet to close this in. What I need to do is fold this under and close in the sleeve, the end of the sleeve, inside of the sleeve band. So to do that, I will hand stitch it. You can machine stitch, but I'm going to hand stitch. It's totally up to you. But yeah, so that's where we're going to leave it, and that will conclude completing our bodice. So after you close in your seam for your band, you're done. That's it. Thanks so much for following along this journey. We are almost done completing our jagged dress. So please, please, please leave me feedback. Follow me on Instagram. I'm at a_fashion_addict1. And on Twitter and Periscope, I am at a_fashion_addict1. Can't wait to hear from you. I'm excited to see how yours turns out. Please tag me in all your photos. See you next time, guys.